Hello, here is a quick recording and overview of the JV3101 World of Business Assignment. This e-support file will be located close to the Word document in the VLE, in our Moodle, in your Moodle page. And this e-learning support will overview and emulate the explanation of this assignment, which we would do in the class environment. This assessment for this module is just one report of 1,000 words. We are requiring you to do a maximum of a 10-minute presentation with maybe 8 slides after you submit this report to cover the 5th element. This meets 100% of the coursework for this module. The area you'll see me highlighting now is the requirements for the assignment, and this is a brief scenario. You will need to research and carry out ideally primary research or secondary research through the internet from other sources on 2 businesses. One will need to be a UK-based business, can be various types from the business sectors which we've covered through the module. It can be a retail organisation, it can be a UK brand, it can be a government organisation. So it's quite popular for students to choose organisations and companies which they have an interest in, like clothing companies or car companies, but they must be based in the UK. The other company you will choose to research is one from your home country ideally. So, which is based in your local town or city, or it's a company which primarily operates in your country of residence. For example, a chain of supermarkets, or maybe a company which exports products. With these 2 companies, these 2 businesses for your assignment, you should ideally choose companies from the primary, secondary or tertiary sectors. The report is 1,000 words. This report will need to have a brief introduction, a findings section and a conclusions section. The reference list is not included in the word count. Your English EAP sessions with one of your tutors will be looking at referencing and giving you guidance and advice on this. But the reference list and any attachments which you may want to attach at the end are not included in the word count. The word count is just the introduction section, the findings section, and a brief conclusions section. Okay. Your presentation, which you will submit to the VLE, should follow a similar structure. Introduce it, talk about the main part, and do a brief conclusion at the end using useful diagrams and images to support the content and the businesses you are talking about. So the report will compare and contrast, i.e. you've chosen 2 businesses, so you can compare the business environment of the one in the UK and the one in your home country, and you can contrast, find things which are similar, look at different advantages, different disadvantages, and contrast and compare the activities of these 2 companies in different retail sectors, in different primary sectors, in different secondary sectors. For example, the size of the business might help you compare and contrast the one in the UK and the one in your home country. We cover ownerships and structures of the organisations. We look at different hierarchies, and we look at sole traders, partnerships, public limited companies, this sort of thing. So you need to try to find and assess how these companies are owned and how they are structured. We also look at stakeholders in the sessions, and this can be looked at from a customer viewpoint, or you can look at the wider picture of organisational stakeholders as covered in the recommended book for this course, which is a Hall book, or you can look at the examples as contained in the VLE and apply these stakeholders to the organisations of your choice. We cover mission statements, vision statements, company charters, where you will attempt to assess and compare the different aims and objectives of the two businesses. We also look at the role and how the organisation, as in hierarchies, are structured, and then compare the roles that managers play within these businesses. So with this, it's sort of the activities of managers, and we can link this to the ownership structures of the companies, whether they are sole traders or large businesses. And here, the role of the manager and the leadership which is in place should help you compare and contrast. And then finally, you will do a brief presentation between 5 and 10 minutes ideally, and containing between 6 and 8 slides, covering political, economic, social and legal elements of the company and how these challenge the businesses. So what problems they might face, how these impact on how they operate. The one example I would mention to you is things like political changes in different parties and different political impacts within the countries. You can look at the lawful elements here and the rules and regulations which are put in place to protect either the organisations or customers. Economic examples such as inflation and other issues will certainly be a challenge on the company, especially if it deals in the wider markets and exports. Okay, I hope you found this useful, and we will have the frequently asked questions at the end of the sessions on the course, the FAQs you will see in the forum, and you can always ask. So this little e-support file aims to overview the assignment, particularly for students who've started the course a little bit later. Thank you.